I'm from Newark, New Jersey, and I went to Barringer High School, and there was a number of former players that were already at the University of Iowa when I was getting recruited. And so 5 of us from my high school went to Iowa. So Iowa was recruiting on the East Coast, real, big time.
Right.
And before we went to Iowa, they didn't have a winning season in 21 years. So all I knew was that it was a big time program, but they was at the bottom.
Right.
But collectively, as teammates, we decided that we're going to go to Iowa and help turn this program around, which we did. Yeah.
So you were playing under Hayden Fry. Was that like middle of his tenure there?
No, that was just his second year, third year.
Okay.
It was his 3rd year, and then I came in, and I'm writing a book, Frank. So I was writing about Hayden Fry, and that I was living in the projects, and Hayden Fry was the only coach that came and walked up 12 flights of stairs to come meet my mother to convince her that I was the type of player that they was looking for to come to Iowa. But that made me say, wow, this guy is real. He's coming all the way in the projects, not afraid. He's authentic. He's himself and funny, and he stayed for a long time. And he let my mother know that that he can make it we got all the resources to help him make it at Iowa. He just got to make up his mind that that's what he wants to do.
And at that point, what did you even know Iowa was a state?
Well, that's funny, Frank. Now, that's the funniest things in the world. No. Because everybody was like, where the heck is Iowa anyway?
And I would think as a defensive back, I mean, you have to have that selective memory of, all right, it didn't work this time, but in the long run, I'm going to come out ahead.
Right. And then, I'm not going to win all the time.
Right.
And so you're going to lose some, you're going to win some. But the first thing I did was I used to go and buy Hugo Boss suits from this clothing company in Cleveland. And then I lived in Chicago at the time. And then I would travel around to the NFL teams, go to a hotel, have some wine, cheese, crackers, and then sell the suits to the players. So I had to have, I had to have a lot of guts to be able to do that, but I enjoyed doing that. And so this is how I got introduced to golf. They was like, oh man, come on out and play golf. I said, man, I don't want to play that sissy game and chase some little white ball around, So, and you thinking that you're an athlete, you could just go and hit this golf ball.
It doesn't move, right?
Right, it doesn't move. So $500 later, because I had nothing, right? I had no clubs. I had to rent the club. I got some shoes. I got balls, tees, and I bought some clothing. And once I did all of that, I was 500 in the hole. I remember calling my wife and saying, I got to spend this money because they want me to come out and play with them. And, all you got to do is hit the ball one time. Good, this. And that game just keeps calling you back. Yep. And I fell in love with the game. And from then on, I just, and when I lived in Ohio, there was a lot of brothers who played. I mean, that in Columbus, Ohio, who were really, really good.
And a lot of courses to play, yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah. And at a great price. So I really enjoyed that. I did 3 of them for Merrill Lynch, and it was my idea. So I said to Merrill Lynch, let me tell you how you can get customers, right? I said, you don't really do anything for your customers now that have portfolios with you other than service them. Right. After you initially get them, you just service them. So you should give something back to your customers. So you give your customers the golf clinic, give it to them, and then ask them to bring somebody, and that's how you get a new customer.
Right.
And they love that idea. And then in Columbus, Ohio, I did that for Merrill Lynch at I can't remember the country club, but at a country club. And even the pros at the country club was like, how did you get that? How did you get that gig first? And then one of the pros said, that's the best clinic I've ever seen. So you have to adapt somehow.
And
So the book is helping them understand that part of it.
And like you said, you've been on the pedestal for so long. What happens when you're not on the pedestal anymore?
Well, you know, that's the tough part. And here's the thing that people really don't talk about, is that when it's over for you, there's a lot of NFL players that you don't hear about commit suicide.
Right, right.
Because they can't nobody have helped them get off the pedestal.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a very tough thing, you know, from Pop Warner, and then people put you up there. You didn't really ask to be up there, right? So through parents and fans and friends, and they put you on that pedestal. And then you didn't ask to be on there, but, you know, once it's all over and you got to get off, it's like, what do you mean?
And it's also that how do you avoid being used by the people that want to keep you on that pedestal just for who you are, or who you appear to be, but not really for who you are. Right.
Right. Yeah. And so they end up using you in a lot of ways.